Morning. I'd like to begin just by thanking Rabbi Liebtag for covering for me while I was away. I'm very excited to be back and sharing Torah again in this capacity. And what a great day to do so, as today is Zos Chanukah, the 8th day of Chanukah, that based off the Torah reading, we colloquially tend to refer to it as Zos Chanukah, and certainly in the realms of Hasidus and the like, the day of Zos Chanukah has an extra power, an extra koach, and according to many, it is the climax of Chanukah. And I heard an incredible idea that I wanted to share from Rav Moshe Weinberger as we escort out Chanukah today. The final day, we're trying to internalize the message of Chanukah and move it forward. As we know, there are two miracles of Chanukah, one of which we light the menorah for, that there was a little oil where it lasted 8 days. And we like to talk about how Chanukah comes right at the dead of winter, as it is the coldest and darkest days, and we continue into, before it gets lighter, just a little bit more of darkness and cold. And we all have those days. We all have the days of being cold where we feel lost or hopeless. And Rabbi Weinberger points out that the tefillah, the special tefillah specifically for Zos Chanukah, we focus normally primarily on tefillah in this context, in this WhatsApp group. And the Zos Chanukah, he says, has a special tefillah. It's a tefillah that we ask Hashem that we've just lit the menorah for the last 8 nights. Why? Because there was a little bit of oil that was only supposed to last 1 day. It wasn't so much. But Hashem took that oil and caused it to grow and grow and grow. And he explains that our tefillah on this Zos Chanukah is the same, that we all have those days, we all have those feelings that we only have a little bit of oil left. And we ask Hashem, make that oil grow. We've been saying Hallel for all 8 days. And David HaMelech points out, David HaMelech, who was the despised of his brothers. He was the Even Ma'asu Habonim. He was the one, the stone which the builders despised. He was the one that would have been hopeless. But he was Haisel Rosh Pina. He ended up being the one who laid the groundwork for the Beis HaMikdash. He ended up being the one who's bringing Mashiach. How? Because Me'es Hashem Zos, he understood where he was when he was in this lowly, dark place. He had faith, he had bitachon, he had trust in God to make him great. And how did he do so? Zeh hayom aso Hashem. This is the day that Hashem made. He focused on hayom. That we are given these commandments, we are given the mitzvahs which can at times feel daunting. But the Torah tells us hayom, focus on that which is only today. As the Medrash points out, that Hashem made us as a schir yom, as a worker for the day, not to focus on the grand picture of things, but to focus on that which is in front of us. In fact, the Gra explains that when one is learning a daf in Shas, they should view it as if that is their entire Shas, not to get overwhelmed. How am I ever going to finish Shas today? Like daf hayomi, focus on today. That is Zos Chanukah. Zos, Chazal tell us, anytime the Torah uses the word Zos, it is pointing to something specific, because it is telling us, don't get lost in our thoughts and our overwhelming burdens of everything that has to be done, but focus on Zos, focus on this, Zeh Hayom, on today. Because if we do that, and we trust in God, and we dive into Hashem to make that Zeh Hayom into a full-fledged avoda, into a growth that lasts for 8 days and beyond 8 days. That is Zos Chanukah. That's the message that we ask Hashem to help us bring from Chanukah. Take this little bit of oil, the little bit of growth, of learning, of davening, of energy that we have to be able to focus on our avodas Hashem. Take it, love it, and expand it, and bring it with us throughout the rest of the winter, all the way until next Chanukah. Wishing you all a tremendous freilich and final day of Chanukah, and hatzlacha and success in this growth as we escort Chanukah away. Have a great day.